What will happen if we lose oxygen for 5 seconds? Hello guys, how are you all? Welcome to my YouTube channel. We're here with another amazing video for you. Hold your breath just for 5 seconds. Well, it's not a big deal, right? We take oxygen for granted and think that it's always going to be there. But have you ever thought, what if this oxygen is gone for 5 seconds? Oxygen is not the most abundant gas in our atmosphere. It just makes 21% of our atmosphere, and the most abundant gas is 78%, and that is nitrogen. Oxygen is very important for human beings, and it is the main catalyst required for energy, which is important for human beings to live. We are surrounded by oxygen every time, but have you ever imagined what would happen if we lost oxygen? No longer, only for 5 seconds. What would you do, and how would you breathe? What will happen to our atmosphere, and what would be the effect on our environment if oxygen goes for 5 seconds? If you want to know this and much more about the importance of oxygen, then this video is for you. Before getting started, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you watch the video till the end because after that you will be grateful for oxygen and many other things that you take for granted in your life. We know that oxygen is very important for human beings, plants, animals, and other living creatures also. If there is no oxygen, then plants, animals, and humans would never be alive. Many people can hold their breath for at least 30 seconds, and some of us can even hold it for 1 minute as well. But this is not the case with everyone. And if oxygen goes away for just 5 seconds, then the world without oxygen would look completely different. The absence of oxygen would not only affect living organisms, but will also affect non-living things. A few things that will happen if we lost oxygen for 5 seconds are the following. People chilling out at the beach would get severe sunburns. Ozone is a molecule form of oxygen that blocks the harmful ultraviolet rays of sunlight. The chemical composition of oxygen contains 3 molecules of oxygen. It prevents the ultraviolet rays from reaching the Earth and keeps us protected. Without the ozone layer, we would look like burnt toast. In this case, the people who you frequently go to the beaches for sunbathing and enjoying, then they might get severe sunburns. This is particularly important for the people who like tan skin, and for that they spend most of the time in tanning booths and exposing themselves to the sun. If ultraviolet rays come in contact with the skin, then there are chances of skin cancer to occur. And this is the main reason that the cases of skin cancer are rising, and nearly 5 million people in the United States are affected by skin cancer. The daytime sky would get dark. You need to know that light from the sun reaches the planet Earth and its surface as a result of different phenomena, such as the reflection that occurs when light particles bounce off after striking other particles in the air, such as dust, oxygen, and other impurities in the air. So if there's no oxygen, or if it gets lost for 5 seconds, then there are fewer particles for the light to bounce on, and this is a reason that the sky would appear darker. It will appear black, actually. Light would reach Earth, but it would seem as if it were a metric from a point source as opposed to what we see generally. In the case of less or no oxygen, there would be fewer particles and the sky would appear less blue. Earth's crust would crumble. If oxygen is lost, then the Earth beneath us won't just crack, but will also turn into dust until we have nothing to stand on. You need to know that oxygen makes up approximately 45% of the Earth's crust, and so Earth, without its major constituent, would disappear and we would fall free. Research says that Earth's early atmosphere and oceans had no free oxygen earlier, and a small amount was just produced by tiny cyanobacteria. But then, about 3 billion years ago, it suddenly increased, and this period is known as a great oxidation event, which changed the chemical reactions on the surface of the Earth completely. Before the process of oxygenation, all the continents were composed of simple rocks rich in magnesium and low in silica. Our inner ear will explode. If we lost oxygen just for a while, suppose 5 seconds, then we would lose about 21% of the air pressure rapidly. This would be very similar to jumping from sea level to nearly 2,000 meters instantly. So as a result, this would prevent the eardrums from becoming acclimated to the sudden changes in pressure. In this case, we will experience a situation known as barotrauma, which is an injury sustained from failure to equalize the pressure of an air conditioning space with that of the outer surrounding environment. This situation more commonly occurs when a person experiences any sudden change in pressure. It is more commonly experienced by people during deep-sea diving or air travel, and people feel that their ears have gotten clogged up. So, in the absence of oxygen, all of us would experience a situation similar to this, but it would be more severe and you can expect some serious hearing loss also. Water bodies, such as oceans and rivers, will start evaporating. Water is made up of 2 elements, hydrogen and oxygen. 2 parts in the composition are hydrogen and 1 part is oxygen. So, without the 33% oxygen in the composition, water would just be free hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is a very light element, so it will rise to the upper troposphere and will be slowly released into space, and there would be no existence of water after some time. So in this case, you can say that the Earth would become a huge planet and consist of only deserts in almost no time. And the main reason behind this would be the absence of precious oxygen. Vehicles that have internal combustion engines will stop functioning. If there is no oxygen, then the airplanes will just drop down because they also have internal combustion engines. In addition to this, all the cars that are operating on any type of fuel that relies on an internal combustion engine, including everything except electric cars, all these will stop working because there would be no oxygen for initiating the combustion process inside the vehicle. And we would see airplanes, helicopters, and even space shuttles falling from the sky just because of the absence of oxygen. Concrete structures would get crumbled. You need to know that oxygen plays a critical role in binding concrete structures, and without oxygen, the compounds would not be able to hold their rigidity. In this case, all the concrete structures would not be able to maintain their shape or rigidity, and they would surely crumble. This includes everything made of concrete, such as buildings and dams, walls, and even bridges. All the pieces of untreated metals in contact would become welded to each other. Metals are coated in a layer of oxidation, and this is the reason that they don't weld while in contact with each other. But if oxygen is absent, then a vacuum condition would be created and metal welds without any intermediate liquid phase. This principle is frequently used in cold welding. It is a process in which small metal objects are directly welded together without melting the interface between 2 objects. These metals are placed in a vacuum, and the absence of oxygen helps in fusing the metals. This was all for today's video. Hope you guys liked it. Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to ring the notification bell for more updates. Thanks for watching.